Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And we continue to follow that breaking news right now from Detroit's east side. That is where Detroit police shot a woman during an altercation over a car being repossessed.
So this all happened this afternoon in the area of Nottingham and I-94. Officers on patrol saw the woman firing multiple shots at the repo man and his truck. So that's when they fired, hitting the woman several times. She's now hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Detroit's police chief says this shooting never should have happened.
A person should never resort to violence over property, and so life always over property. So I would just encourage folks to, it's Gun Violence Awareness Month. Just never resort to violence over property, only in the defense of others. And so our officers fire shots in the defense of what we believe an individual shooting at another person that was unarmed.
Detectives are canvassing the area for witnesses and reviewing video footage from doorbell cameras. A warrant request will be submitted to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
A British man is the sole survivor of a deadly Air India crash that killed more than 240 people in northwestern India.
Incredible that there was a survivor. The London-bound flight crashed moments after takeoff, erupting into flames as black smoke filled the sky there. The plane hit a college hostel. One person died on the ground. At least 7 people are missing, and more than 50 were hospitalized from the building. Investigators say the sole survivor from that plane crash is a 40-year-old man that was thrown from the aircraft during impact. CNN reports doctors say that man could be released soon from the hospital. No word yet on what caused the plane to go down. We'll have much more on the latest in this investigation into that plane crash in less than 30 minutes when you join Tom Yamas on NBC Nightly News immediately following this broadcast. Our other top story tonight is getting hundreds of views online. A Dearborn man is living up to his nickname tonight after a dramatic rescue at a local grocery store.
Yeah, they call him the Power Man. He sprang into action when he saw an elderly woman trapped in an overturned car. Erica Erickson shows us why this Good Samaritan's timing was just as powerful as his strength.
What's that famous quote from Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility. Well, maybe Power Man's quote should be, with great power comes great timing.
This is something like inside me. When I see stuff like that, I have to help. I have to do it.
It's really that simple. Be a good human, says Power Man. Can we get a...
Oh, yeah.
Given the superhero nickname as a child for his vigorous workouts. 52-year-old Mahmoud Sob out grocery shopping with his wife at this Kroger on Michigan Avenue and Greenfield Wednesday night in East Dearborn.
We put the stuff in there. I turn around. I see like a car rolling.
Power Man running over. The passenger able to get out, but Power Man says the man's 79-year-old grandmother couldn't. So what did Power Man do?
I jump up like on the top of the car.
That's right, superhero style.
I did hold the door with one arm, and the second arm I pulled it out. So I tried to help her out. I want to get her out. Put one leg over there.
The elderly woman out safely, giving Power Man many thank yous and a big hug afterwards.
We all human beings, we all only under one nation, you know what I mean? Which is God, only one nation, so we have to look out for each other.
This just one of the reasons Power Man's nephew looks up to him. The duo making positive videos together on TikTok.
You have to sneak up and do the snap.
Power Man, he's a character. He has a lot of characteristics about him that bring positivity. If you can put a smile on someone's face, then why not?
His nephew says Power Man is a family man who loves his community and is always there when needed most.
You can have a lot of power, but if you're not using it to help the world, then what's the point?
Back out here live, while Dearborn police do commend Power Man's actions, they do know that we're not all Power Man. So if you can, wait for emergency personnel to avoid injuring yourself or others. Reporting live, Erica Erickson, back to you.
Got to put the disclaimer there, of course, but way to go, Power Man, and great story, Erica. Thank you. Yes. A 10-year-old is hurt after a crash Let me get to that in just a second. A 10-year-old was hurt after a crash in Waterford. This is where it happened around 6 Wednesday night near Highland and Cass Lake Roads. Police say a 17-year-old driver ran a red light and hit another car. They say officers found marijuana inside the teen's car. The other car had 4 people inside. A 10-year-old is in the hospital with a head injury. 3 others are expected to be okay.
A somber anniversary this weekend in Metro Detroit. Sunday marks 1 year since the shooting at a Rochester Hills splash pad. 9 people, including a 4-year-old and 8-year-old boy, were hurt when the shooter opened fire on families at that splash pad. That shooter then took his own life. In the past year, the community has come together to heal, and it's all with the help of Mayor Brian Burnett, who spoke to our Nick Monticelli this morning on our new streaming show, Local 4 Live.
Probably the best thing we did was we really relied on the mental health experts in our community who came from Oakland County, who came from different resources, Common Ground and other places, who just quietly listened and said, this is one of the things we would recommend would be important to consider. They never said, Mayor, you should do this or you shouldn't do this. And we really relied on them, from when we should reopen to changes that we needed to make to the splash pad itself, from repainting and making some visual changes. We have a resiliency center now that's in the neighborhood that's open, 4 or 5 days a week to continue to give support.
And you can watch Local 4 Live weekdays starting at 8 on Local 4 Plus and click on Detroit.com.
Scammers are impersonating Bedford firefighters trying to steal your personal information. The criminals are using the fire department's actual phone number. That's what makes this really tricky, to trick residents into sharing social security numbers and banking details. Fire officials say they will never call asking for sensitive information like that. Here's what you need to do if scammers do call your phone. If you get one of those calls, hang up immediately. That's according to the fire department. First, protect yourself. Don't share any personal information. Try to capture the caller's phone number before you hang up if you have the time to do that. Then report the scam to the Federal Trade Commission. If you've already shared personal information, call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to file a report.
Uproar after a family of beavers were euthanized at an Ann Arbor golf course. The county says it was due to excessive dam construction and flooding. As Lauren Kostick shows us, many animal advocates are wondering why the beavers couldn't just be relocated.
Well, let me show you the problem. See this creek here? It runs into a county drain right underneath me, and then upstream, that is remnants of a dam there. You can see those little sticks. But look, no beavers anywhere in sight.
Oh, wow. Did they already kill them? Oh, and they already killed them? So you can't even call and save them. So it's done.
Heidemeister learning about the incident for the first time.
That's their first go-to, is to euthanize?
A question many in Ann Arbor are asking after the county decided to kill beavers at Leslie Park Golf Course.
I think it was unnecessary and they should have relocated.
I hate that they were killed. It just seems like there probably is a better way to maybe relocate or something like that.
In April, the city noticed dams being built in Traver Creek, citing concerns of damage and flooding. The county reviewed 2 options: removal, which involves killing the animals, or a beaver pipe to help with water level control. But according to the county's water resource commissioner, relocation was not an option, with the beavers ultimately being euthanized in late May. In a statement saying both parties will continue to work collaboratively to monitor activity and evaluate whether some beavers can be saved. The Humane Society of Huron Valley strongly believing there needs to be another way.
There are definitely other methods, nonviolent methods and humane methods.
So you would like to see some change here?
Absolutely.
I also did some digging here, and under Michigan DNR regulations, property owners are allowed to kill certain nuisance wildlife, including beavers, if they are actively causing damage. And I also learned the DNR, they do not issue permits to trap and relocate these animals, only ways to manage them. So technically the county here, they were following proper regulations. Reporting in Ann Arbor, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
Okay, Lauren, and we also followed up with the water commissioner to see how many beavers were euthanized, and they say 5 have been taken from the golf course, and there may be more. It's something they continue to monitor.
In less than an hour, residents will share their concerns about a possible new Sheetz location in Allen Park, a fancy gas station. Tonight's public meeting centers around this spot at Southfield and Allen Roads. The new Sheetz would be built near 2 other gas stations already situated across the street. In just over a year, Sheetz went from a single location near Metro Airport in Romulus to getting approvals to build 18 more locations across Metro Detroit, and they're not stopping there. Now officials in Allen Park are considering whether or not to join the growing list.
I ask the city officials to listen to the voters who elected them.
They want to do whatever they have to do so that this business can be here.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like, why do we have city officials that are supposed to represent the community when they're not representing the community?
Well, tonight's meeting starts at 7 o'clock. We'll have an update on what happens when you join us tonight for Local 4 News at 11. All right, let's get a check on the weather on a cooler but still beautiful day across Metro Detroit.
Yeah, it really is. Let's get right over to 4-1 meteorologist Kim Adams with a first look at the forecast. How long will this nice weather last? It seems like, you know, the weekend is here. We want some good weather for the weekend, not just when we're working.
I have to tell you guys are pretty easy to please because these temps are actually below normal for this time of year, and it's been a little cloudy with some sun mixed in. So I think you're going to be really happy with especially the Father's Day forecast, and we are going to see some warmer temperatures by the end of the weekend and into next week. Don't cancel your outdoor plans. There's still a chance for rain this weekend, but we'll talk more about the timing of it coming up in a little bit. But otherwise, a couple of cooler than normal days for Friday and Saturday, and we still have that slight chance of a shower. But again, if you've got graduation parties, weddings, all the things going on this weekend, we're going to keep an eye on Saturday for you. But at this point, Father's Day on Sunday is looking pretty nice. And if we get enough sunshine, we should make it to 80 degrees. But we'll talk more about the timing of any rain that comes Friday and Saturday in just a few minutes.